That's right, giving you a first look at my first PC build. Stay tuned till the very end, and I'll have some giveaways going on. But yeah, this is my first PC build based on a FX 6300 AMD CPU, and I'll also have more content coming out more often, like I did before. School kind of got busy, but without further ado, here we go. First thing you kind of notice is this acrylic kind of fog side case with these aircraft-like side panels. The case comes with 5 fans stock. It has two 140s in the top and the front, two 80mm in both side panels on both sides, and there's a 120 exhaust fan. You can see this acrylic window, which is kind of already mentioned that before. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take this off. So here you can see where that 80mm fan is. It's drawing air straight from that front fan, so pretty much all your drives will stay cool. First, for the Brains FX 6300, it comes at 3.5, and since it has a K, it is overclockable. I've seen it go up to 4.2, 4.3 steady. Pretty much just like the difference visually between AMD and Intel CPUs. Just the visual difference is AMD has the pins directly on the CPU, and Intel CPUs have the pins on the motherboard. Pretty much the only visual difference. For cooling, I have a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. This is the kind of the newer version from the Plus. The only difference is better contact between the CPU and the copper heat pipes. I also got a Cooler Master 120 Super Quiet or something like that. Cooler to do push-pull config from bottom top. Pretty idle. I get about 30 degrees. So that's really good. I haven't tried to overclock it, but I will in the future. Let's see what else. For graphics card, I have an EVGA GTX 660 Superclocked Edition. Comes with 2 gigs of RAM, I believe almost 1,000 CUDA cores, and I believe this is a overclocked card, so it does come with a base clock of 1046 megahertz and a boost clock of 1110, which is a really nice thing to have. I have a 120 SSD hard drive on the back, which is my boot drive, and a 1 terabyte Western Digital Green. Power supply of a CX600M. One thing I would recommend, always get slightly more than necessary. Not a ridiculous amount more, but kind of give you a buffer for if you want to add more power consuming parts, like say 2 graphic card. Say if you were to add that, so like just in case you don't remember to increase your power supply amount, you'll always just have that extra amount because you'll have a good enough power supply. I have a NIC by Asus. I'm not sure what the model number is exactly, but it's a really good NIC. It's a wireless NIC. It has a 2.4 and 5 gigahertz band, 8 gigs of crucial. Let me get in closer. 8 gigs of crucial RAM. Those are 2 4-gig DIMMs. See here, you can see that NIC right in there. And for the motherboard, I have an ASRock 970 Extreme 4 motherboard. My only problem with the motherboard itself is that the USB 3, the rear USB 3 here, you can see that those antennas for that NIC. The rear USB 3s have this weird problem. Whenever you connect some kind of audio device to them, they just disconnect. For example, my Blue Yeti microphone just constantly disconnects after every 3 seconds, which gets really annoying. All the USB 2s work, all the USB 3s that are mounted that come with the case work fine, and just these rear USB 3s. Here you can see that 120mm fan. It's 120, yes, it's 120. The PS2 adapt ports, clear CMOS, which is really nice to have. 2 USB 2s, another USB 2, SATA, Thunderbolt, other peripherals. And here you can see the ventilation and things for the 660, 2 DVI, HDMI, and another display port. Here you can see 2 things for water cooling. One thing I did not like is the two USB 3s that come for or already pre-mounted on the case. They expect you to route it throughout the back and route it through this thing right here. So they wanted you to pretty much effectively take two USB ports or two USB 3 ports away from you by having you route these two USB 3s all the way to the back of the motherboard, connecting them there, which is really annoying, but I'll show you how I counteracted that. And that's actually what I did right here. I got two USB 3s to a 19-pin USB 3 motherboard connector. Forgot to show you guys this. I like how this has kind of Predator or Alien versus Predator look going on. Has this tray we had Predator space. This is the power button with blue LEDs, microphone and headphone jack, two USB 2s, two USB 3s, a reset button, and a hard drive LED. Here it has 5 drive bays. Has a 120 blue LED fan here, which is visually really nice. And give me a second, I'll go ahead and show you the back. So here you can now see the back. Let me go ahead and take this off. The panel got really tight with all the cables and everything. Alright, so how I counteracted those two USB 3s go around to the back. I bought here's that 19-pin two USB 3 to 19-pin motherboard connector. It cost me around $20 because I didn't want to wait for it to come online. Online it costs like $2 or $3. I would recommend doing that rather than paying $20, which is a whole lot more. I just really didn't want to wait. 120 SSD. That's the Evo, which is ridiculously fast. I have Windows 7 Ultimate or Extreme. Ultimate, I'm pretty sure it's Ultimate. Boots up within 20 seconds, which is extremely well. Here's that mount for the Evo. Make sure you kind of watch videos on how to mount that properly. Yeah, as far as cable management, not the best, but I do have some tie downs going on. It has plenty of tie downs all around here. I have a few ties here. I just use a few twists here because I didn't want to, or there weren't ties in that area. So kind of jimmy rigged this because if I moved it over slightly, this would be erased and it would be extremely hard to put the side panel back on. Back up slightly. Give you guys a full look. Alright, and I'll show you how it looks when it's powered on. One thing I did forget to mention was that the 970 Extreme 4 does have onboard power reset switches and also a debug LED right here. This is the South Bridge. I'll give you a look at that. Has a few heat sinks. Besides the rear USB 3, this motherboard has pretty much everything that I need. Another thing I would recommend is all these fan headers right in here. Try to, if possible, try to get those on before you put your Cooler Master, if you were to put that in, because I have large and average hands, so it became extremely difficult to kind of squeeze my hands in there. Supports up to 64 gigs of RAM. So yeah, let me show you how it looks when it's powered on. So here you can see that front USB fan, or not front, blue LED fan, and on top another blue LED fan. Has plenty of room to mount a water cool, like say if you want to mount a H100i, it has plenty of space. You can mount two 120s or two 120s or two 140s up top, and you can also mount a 120 and 140 millimeter fan down here. And below this is also a filters for this 120, and also behind all these bays right here, there's filters behind each one of them. So this fan is great for airflow, air circulation. It's just absolutely fantastic. And then here's the top look, that Predator look. So if I were to get two blue LEDs, this thing would look absolutely beastly. Then here's that front. But yeah, that is about it. And the giveaway, I will be doing, since I said there was two, the first one will be for $75 in-game credit for, try to see if I get some reflection off of this, $75 for in-game credit for Warframe, Neverwinter, and Marvel Heroes. I'm not sure if you play one or all three, but there's $25 for each, so effectively $75. And I want to give this one away as quickly as possible because it does end on December 31st. So I'll be putting this video up today, editing it, and it will end. I'll try to end it on the 28th or the 29th. Gives everyone 3 days. So try to share and subscribe as much as you can. Like, comment, just to show your friends, or even just comment and tag them, and make sure they comment and subscribe. What you have to do to enter the giveaway is just subscribe and let me know which one you want, or just kind of leave some comments down below, one or two. Don't go crazy or you'll just automatically be disqualified. The second one will be downloads for Splinter Cell Blacklist and Assassin's Creed Black Flag, all for the PC, and these are all. This one ends February 28th. So yeah, all you gotta do is leave a comment down below which ones you guys would like. And without further ado, if you guys have any other questions, leave a comment down there in the like section. Make sure to subscribe, really helps me out. I'm trying to hit 100 subscribers before I give away these prizes. But I know you guys can help me out and do that. So I'll catch you guys next time.